Nigerian army confirms Boko Haram's use of armed drones in Borno, similar to Israeli Ukrainian tribes. Where did they get it from? Where did they get it from? Can you imagine? Boko Haram, they use drones, they have drones, armed drones that will be shooting people from the air. Hey, no be small thing. The Operation Hadinkai of the Nigerian Army has expressed concerns over the growing use of armed drones by the Boko Haram terrorists in the northeast, warning that such tactics are difficult to detect using conventional radar system. Those ones, they don't go technical. Even more than our Nigerian military. Do they have it? Do we even have this in Nigeria? Major General Abdulsalam Abubakar, Theatre Commander of Operation Hadinkai (OPHK), disclosed this development on Tuesday during a briefing in Maiduguri, Borno State. He explained that some of the drones being deployed by the insurgents are similar to the ones deployed in countries like Israel and Ukraine. General Abubakar called on the remaining insurgents to surrender and emulate their counterparts who have laid down their arms and are being treated humanely. He warned that those who refuse to surrender face certain elimination. You see the ones that have laid down their arms and people are treating like a human being. They are the ones that are still going to sabotage people if you don't know anything. I don't know why they are laying down their arms. You are treating them like humans. Did you see the way they treat people? Did they treat people like human beings? You are now releasing them. You are treating them like humanly. Okay, now continue. They should surrender their arms. Okay. The terrorists have changed tactics, resorting to multi-pronged attacks on isolated and vulnerable deployments. They use these attacks as propaganda. This is why we are viewing our deployment to counter their evolving strategies, he said. Despite the new challenges, Abubakar said that Nigerian troops remain highly motivated and resilient. They just killed how many of them the other day. So if you see those soldiers, they were crying like babies. You remain motivated. What is motivating you people? Nothing. It's not as if people are collecting good money. It's not as if people are being treated nicely. It's not as if people have a good place to put your head. So what exactly is motivating you people? Nothing. Our leaders, they do not even care. I don't think they said anything about the soldiers that died yesterday. I believe before yesterday. I don't think they said anything about it. They don't care. They don't care. As long as they are fine, their children are fine, there's money in their pockets to spend, to lavish. They don't care about anybody. If everybody like make me buy for Nigeria, I don't understand. He credited improved welfare packages. Now so lies instituted by the military hierarchy for boosting troop morale. This showed the seriousness with which the government is tackling this conflict. They deceive on ourselves there. People have drones. People have it. We don't have. The guns that you have safe is not as sophisticated as the one that the Boko Harams are using. They are saying they are boosting your morale. Okay now. We are confident that in due time we will achieve complete victory over terrorism, he added. The general also noted significant progress in the fight against insurgency, stating that terrorist activities have greatly degraded and normalcy has largely returned to the northeast region compared to 5 or 10 years ago. Be deceiving yourself there. Be lying. It has reduced. Speaking on recent developments, the theatre commander emphasized that warfare involves multiple campaigns, each consisting of coordinated operations aimed at achieving strategic objectives. In war, you win some and you lose some, he said. What matters most is the overall balance of success. In just the past week, over 20 terrorists have been neutralized and several weapons recovered. Operations are ongoing on multiple fronts. He noted national progress in restoring normalcy to conflict-affected communities. Most citizens have returned to their communities and socio-economic activities have resumed. Malam Fatori and Kukua stand out as recent success stories, with nearly 20,000 internally displaced persons returning to their ancestral homes. However, he linked the resurgence of threats in Nigeria to worsening security in the wider Sahel region. Barracks in neighboring countries are being overrun and weapons looted. How are they looting your weapon? How are they looting your weapons? These arms often find their way into Nigeria through our vast and porous borders. And these borders, you people keep talking about it. It is porous, it is porous, it is porous. What are people doing to fix it? What is being done to fix the porous borders? Nothing. Fueling the conflict. Okay, 2 years ago, we were on the verge of declaring the conflict over. He said, but the deterioration in Sahel state has had a direct impact on us. While we have made progress, the terrorists have also adapted, thanks in part to the ease with which they access new technology. He cited the emergence of armed drones as a growing threat. Since November last year, we've seen terrorists deploying weaponized drones, similar to those used in Israel and Ukraine. These drones are hard to detect with conventional radar. In response, the military has been reorganizing and reassessing its strategy. Now, so we have been re-strategizing for the past 2 months. Okay. The Chief of Army Staff visited last week and major changes have been implemented. I assumed commands just 3 weeks ago as part of those changes. Terrorists now launch multi-pronged attacks on isolated and vulnerable positions, using such incidents as propaganda. That is why we are reviewing and adjusting our deployment. To review very well. Just yesterday, there were coordinated attacks in Ran, Dikwa, and Gajiram. All were repelled except Ran, where the attackers breached our defenses to some extent, resulting in loss of 4 personnel. Despite the setback, he reaffirmed the military's commitment. So let me assure you, our resolve remains firm. We will defeat terrorism and restore peace. Okay, to this region as swiftly as possible, but we need the full support of the nation. What support do you need? We urge Nigerians to understand the scale and complexity of the conflict. Our theatre of operations spans over 150,000 kilometers, larger than several countries combined. Take the Timbuktu Triangle alone. It covers over 11,000 square kilometers, which is bigger than Rivers and Osun State, and even larger than countries like Jamaica, Kosovo, and the Gambia. In asymmetric warfare, as Sun Tzu said, you must separate the fish from the water. Okay, separate the fish from the water. As an example of local support, he cited a recent interception. Last week, our troops seized 13,000 liters of PMS being smuggled to terrorist enclaves at night. That amount of fuel could sustain their operations for a year. Can you imagine? However, he urged communities to collaborate with the military. The fight against terrorism cannot be won by the armed forces alone. We need the cooperation and vigilance of every citizen to overcome this challenge. Oh, we have heard you. Whatever it is that you are doing, probably people too should buy. Maybe our president, he said he wants to borrow money to buy weapons. Hopefully, they will buy the ones that will be able to bring down the drones, and you people too also have drones to be able to attack them back. Attack back. Stop treating these people with hands of levity and telling them to come and surrender their weapon. Okay. My listeners, over to you. Leave your thoughts. Don't forget to like, to share and subscribe. Thank you for listening. See you some other time. Bye.